Hi and welcome to my playhouse, and today we're gonna be playing around in the bunker. I have had quite some issues down there. Yeah, a little bit of water and humidity, but mostly power. So I don't know if you remember, but I put a solar panel up on the roof. I'll just see if we can film that on a good angle here. Behind the trees. I'll zoom in on it. Oh, that's very difficult to see, but there is a solar panel laying there, and that solar panel has wires, and they very clearly go that way and into the bunker down there. So everything should be good, but it isn't. I have had issues with the battery down there. I had put lithium ion batteries down there, lithium iron phosphate batteries, and they're awesome. They have the weak point that they shut off when there's not enough power, and when they shut off, the charge controller doesn't work. So I want to try and put in a good old lead acid battery to see if that's any better. I do also have another issue, and that is that I think the charge controller down there uses way too much power. But I stole the 2 lithium batteries down there, and they're right now powering the rest of the house. So I need to put something else in there. I do have a lithium battery that is powering the robot lawnmower, which is most definitely not doing anything right now. But yeah, I want to try this first, and then I could probably see if I could get another lithium battery for this project. I don't know if it will run together with a lead acid battery though, but it could be a good test to combine the two. And I have a weird way of doing that. That might work, but yeah. First, this battery to go into the bunker needs to be a little bit more clean than that, because it has been sitting out here. This was powering the robot lawnmower before I changed to lithium. This has been sitting on the ground and has picked up some dirt. So I should ask my good mechanic if he has any good lead acid batteries for me to come and pick up. I think we'll get rid of this. It's just the battery manual. Yeah, a bit late for that. I'll clean this and we'll try and I think we'll lure it into the bunker using the handles here. I hope it's not too wide to go through the opening, but we will figure that out the easy or the hard way. Oh, that's dirty. Okay, I got one of these thingies for doing the dishes, because there's a little bit too much dirt in here. You shouldn't really put these batteries upside down. The chemistry is not good for that. And even this might be a bit too much on the edge. It's clean-ish. So I have a wire here that I'm gonna use to lower it down. So just put it in like that. We'll do a double one, just to, will that work? That should work. So we'll lower it down here first, and then we'll remove the cover, and then we'll see if it fits through the hole. I think it does. Yeah, get you a better view. There's a tiny bit of water down there. It's not bad. Actually, I have left a cloth down there, I see. Well, let's get the battery in. Let's not drop it. Ah, it fits. Oh, that's far down. fits in. Yeah, it's heavy. I forgot to check how big this. Oh, it's a 12 volt 95 amp hour battery. Okay, we're going in. Oh. And down here it's pretty dark. Batteries out. So yeah, I took the batteries out of here. Oh, I forget this wonderful echo that is down here. You gotta miss that. There is a little bit of damp here on the floor, but it's rather dry down here, and all of this is old stuff. Does not look like it's bad at all. It's pretty dry considering all. So yeah, I forgot about this. I have this tiny little Redodo lithium iron phosphate battery down here, and I do believe there is a little bit of voltage on that because I've used it to kickstart the other batteries. So I forgot about those. Okay, I'm gonna put the battery in place here, and we'll see if we can't power this up again. This is the charge controller that I believe is using a bit too much power when it's running and not doing much. So that's a bit annoying. So I've ordered another one. Actually, I ordered 3 other ones to see what would be best. Very cheap ones, I must admit. There is the issue that the solar panel that I'm using, I think it gives out about up to 38 volts. That's not a lot for this charge controller, but the very cheap charge controllers that doesn't use any power whatsoever, for a 12 volt system, they usually only go up to about 23 volts to power a 12 volt battery. So yeah, I have had to go and purchase something that was a little bit better, so that I could get that's the PV voltage. So I could get that up to approximately 50 volts. So yeah, I just ordered that today, so that is in the doing. Okay, the battery is in place, and these are the battery terminals that needs to go on. See, this is the positive one, and that one in there is the negative one. So yeah, I'm just gonna spit on it. And it's gonna be stuck there, I'm sure. Yeah, I want to measure the battery. Actually, I forgot to do that. I got the meter out to do it, but then I forgot to measure it. I think it's pretty low. It has been sitting outside, so it's probably at 10 volts. I'll measure it. Wonder if there is any power on the multimeter. I'm really low power down here. It's been a long time since I've not had any power down here. Okay, this is still good. So that will sit down there. We'll take the leads. Oh, that's gonna be a trick. Alrighty. Oh, 12.11 volts. That's fantastic. That's really good. I did not expect that. I did actually prepare. So, spanner or a wrench, and in the other pocket, battery terminals. I purchased these many years ago on eBay or Amazon, I forget which. And they have been so handy for going on batteries like that. And today they're gonna do it again. So these might even have come off of this battery, I forget. But yeah, it's very handy to have them. And today those eyes that I put on there is gonna be very nice. They're gonna do very well right there. So awesome. I'll see if we can connect this one-handed so you can see what's going on. So when we put the positive on here, this should light up, otherwise we're screwed. Yep, we're not screwed, but I'm gonna screw that in. Okay, that is in, and the charge controller is on. Do we get anything? Except it sees not a lot of power from the solar panels, that's for sure. We are getting 700 milliamps in, which is a lot, 11 watts, which is a lot better than nothing. So yeah, battery voltage is now up at 12.6. So I need to reconfigure this so that it doesn't think that it has lithium batteries anymore. So I gotta see if I can remember how to do that. I had a bit of a try here, where I tried to put a diode, a one-way diode and a resistor on there to when there was solar power. I wanted the solar power to go down and activate the battery when it had shut off. So my hope was that this diode would send a little bit of current through to the battery and kick it open again. So I connected this from plus the solar panels to plus of the batteries, but it did not seem to be enough. It did not do anything. So yeah, probably I forgot a screwdriver I might have a screwdriver in here. I left some tools down here because I'm always needing tools down here, so I might be able to remove that again. And I have to come up with another idea for that if this doesn't work. I'm hoping that it does, but let's reconfigure this first. Okay, there's gel battery, there's user, there's flooded, and there's sealed. I do believe mine is a sealed. So we're gonna select that. That should change the voltages inside of this to know a little bit better. 7 degrees down here. Do I need to install a heater? It's getting cold. Well, it is January. It's what is it today? The 25th of January, so it's almost February. So yeah, 7 degrees underground is probably pretty normal. So PV has come up a bit, and this has gone down, up. Oh, it's all over the place, isn't it? Yeah, 11 watts, and that, and yeah, I'll mess with this a little bit, see what we can find. The load is on, so I should have power on this thing. Which is my 12-volt cigarette lighter thingy, which was supposed to sit here, but the tape gave up. Piece of crap. Might as well take that off. Didn't help us for long. Okay, back to the drawing board on that. So what I really wanted to run right now is this dehumidifier, the tiny dehumidifier that I made for down here. And there's a reason. You can see the 95% humidity down here, which is rapidly going down as it is booting up. It's drawing way too much power compared to what is coming in. So the load is 30 watts, which is a lot when there's only 11 watts coming in. So that's an issue. So you can see that. You can also see that I've heated it up 1 degree, and more solar power is coming in now, but only 10 watts. So yeah, 20 watts is coming from the battery, and yeah, it's not gonna reach a good level before it runs out of power, but it might do a little bit. So battery is already way down. So yeah, we can't run it for long before I have to shut it off again. But let's go 11.5 and then shut it off again and let it come back up. See where we end up. Already it has dropped a bit. It's probably the sensor inside of here that is saying that it's this high, and now it's dropping a little bit now that it gets some airflow. I turned it off. It reached 91.9% humidity down here, and at that point the charge controller reached 11.5 volts. Come on. There, now it's back up to 12 volt. I'm gonna wait until it reaches like 13 volts and then we're gonna try again. I think it might be okay. It's going up. So if it's getting 10 watts in, I should be able to run it 1/3 of the time at the moment. So I could get the humidity down a little bit here today, and then another day it should be better. Reason is of course that it's a gray day, so that 200 watt solar panel is only bringing in like 10-11 watts. So that is my main issue. Not enough solar to power this at the moment. Okay, it's taking a bit. So right now 12.8 volt on the battery. I have I put a little extra something in. So let's go up and see what that is. And as I said, it's a little extra something. Oh. Here it is. Sorry. There. The tiniest little solar panel. 15 watts. I have my doubts. But yeah. And there is no sun. There's just, I can't even locate it where it should be at. So no idea which way to point it. It seems to be light over there, so it should be low on the horizon. Whatever. But it does light up. It does say that it's doing a little bit of power. This is actually, I overpaid very much for this, but it has 2 USB ports and a USB-C. I didn't actually realize that it had USB-C, but well, that is kind of cool. Let's go back in, see if we get to 13 volts, so I can turn on the dehumidifier again. Okay, so I brought this cigarette lighter to a USB converter down here, and I have some test leads here. So when I connect that, it lights up very nicely blue, and this one lights up very nicely green. So it's working very well, except, let me just show you. I'll just disconnect these again, and I'll plug it in here. Nothing happens. And I'll figure out what it is. This thing from here to here is not long enough, so where this other plug is just a little bit longer, it reaches, but this one does not. So that's rather annoying actually. So yeah, good intentions didn't get me far. But with that said, it has kind of reached 13 volts, and then it goes down. It was at 13 volts, and then it dropped to 12.9, and then it goes, there it is, 13 volts. When you click around the menu, you will find, let's see, load. There it says that load, we have used we have used 1 watt hour today, so that's not a lot. But if we move on, we will see when we get to it. There, PV, that's what it's taking in right now. But we have produced 12 watt hours today, so we have only used 1 watt hour of the 12 watt hours that the system has made. And as this one uses 30 watts, that means that 12 watt hours wouldn't. How long would that give us? It wouldn't even give us half an hour. It would give us like something like 15 minutes. But I think 13 volts, we can now turn it on a little bit again, and then it drops to 12.9. I'm gonna give it a little bit. I want those 13 volts. I don't think that's unrealistic. 13 volts, it's even 13.1 volt. Ho ho ho! All that power. So let's pop this in again. One-handed. There, and that lights up very nicely green. And this one, the humidity hasn't gone up that much, so that's a good thing. So maybe, well, this dropped a lot, so now that's down to 12.3 for, well, 12.3 volts. So let's see how much of the humidity we get down before I have to shut it off again. I'm gonna shut it off at 11.5 again. So yeah. So this needs to run a little bit before it starts dropping the humidity. Oh, I just turned off the camera and now it has started dropping. We're already lower than when it stopped the last time, so humidity hasn't gone up down here. I don't know how precise this thing is, but yeah, it's doing something. We're not gonna be able to run it for long. Voltage has already come down a bit. So the ideal thing was to, this will turn on and off as the humidity, I think it's set to 60. If the humidity comes below 60% humidity, it will turn itself off. We are not gonna get there with this amount of power. I could of course parallel it with the tiny little lithium ion battery there. But yeah, that's just cheating. I need a bigger battery to mess around down here, and I need some more solar, some more sun. It wouldn't take much to run this if I just had enough solar. So we're already at 11.9 volts and going down, and this is still at 90%, 90.1. So yeah, this should also generate a little bit of heat. It is rather cold down here, so it would be nice if I could run this and it could heat it. Like, it uses 30 watts, and that 30 watts, there's nowhere else for it to go than to heat. Would be nice to heat the bunker with 30 watts continuously. Or at least until the humidity drops to 60. I'm rambling. Okay, we are at 86.6, and up here we are at, it goes forth and back. It's 11.65-ish. So I'm gonna wait until it's 11.5, maybe even 11.4 when it's. But yeah, it's doing its job. It is lowering the humidity down here. I can't feel the heat, that's for sure. It's 30 watts isn't a lot of heat, and it's not as if it heats the air a lot, but it's could heat a little bit. Plus, I have the LED open up here because None of the lights are working. Well, actually, this one does work, but yeah, it doesn't give out enough light for filming. So, well, we're still at 11.656-ish. So, we are at 85% now. So, it's not a big space. So it does go quickly. I just need a good hour of this running, and I would be there. Yeah. Now it's at 11.5, and it does not go up to 11.6 any longer. So we're gonna disconnect it. There. It reached 84 point something. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I have this lithium ion battery down here, and it says that it's 76.8 watt hours. It's not fully charged, but this should actually be able to run the dehumidifier a good hour at least, maybe even 2. If it was fully charged, definitely 2. But it should be able to run a good hour, and then I can bring this. I can almost fit it in my pocket, and I can. Let's see if I can manage that. Okay, there we are. We just connected the 12 volt to the battery here. In the meanwhile, the other one is charging up. It's already at 12 volt ish up there. This way I can run the dehumidifier. I don't think it has produced any water yet. We can have a look. I see a drop. Yeah, it takes a bit before any water. And this one is. I could take this very nice tool set and put it right there, and then I'll forget everything about it and bring other tools down here. When I turned it off and back on again, it came up a bit, so now it's 85.6. I think it was 84 when we turned it off, but I think it's not running very fast. And then I thought, let's measure the voltage on the battery here, and when I did, it's only at 11.84 volts, so that is also really low. So might not get as much life out of this as I was expected, but this one I can very easily bring up and charge up. So I'll have a good charger that'll fit. I think that's enough rambling for this video. I'm sure lots of you have good suggestions to what I can do down here, how to get my power situation sorted out. Move the bunker south. Yeah, I agree. But I do like a challenge. I can just throw money after this and I'll have it fixed, but I do like to try and do things without spending a lot of money on it. So sometimes I do not make the greatest choices right away. I have invested in some new charge controllers that are coming in. We're gonna try some of that out. I've ordered 3, and I think I got some really good ones for a very low price indeed as well. So that we're gonna have a look at. But do leave in the comments your suggestions to how I can improve my power situation down here, and to be able to run the dehumidifier. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.